The next section is blow drying and thermal curling. Please blow dry wet hair and complete curls in a section of your choice using a curling iron. You have 22 minutes to complete this section. You'll be informed when you have 11 minutes remaining. You may begin. All right, so when they say you may begin, you will then sanitize your hands and you will reach over to get your blow dry and thermal curling iron bag. We're going to reach for our paper towel, which is the first thing we do, and we continue to get everything out of our bag. So we have our rat tail comb, a round brush. You can also use a vent brush, by the way. We have 4 clips, a blow dryer, and a Marcel curling iron. Again, for the purpose of the video, I will be reading the steps for this section of the exam, but please know that the day of the test, they will not read you the steps, so it is your responsibility in making sure that you know what to do the day of the test. Take your time. Again, they give you 22 minutes. And then we have our neck strips. Okay, so once you have everything out, the first thing you want to do is plug your blow dryer in. You could even do the curling iron as well. That way it is ready for you to use right after you're done blow drying, and you don't have to wait for it to get warm. Okay, so that is what we are doing. All right, once you have your station nicely prepped and ready, you can then continue by sectioning out your mannequin into 4 sections. Remember, you're only blow drying 1 section of the mannequin, only 1. And it is a section of your choice. And I always recommend that my students do one of the front quadrants in the front of the mannequin versus the back. Again, do as you have been shown by your instructor. Again, the purpose of these videos is to simply help guide some of you that perhaps have been out of school for a long time and don't have anyone to turn to. I believe these videos will be helpful. But again, by any means, these are not to replace any teaching from any schools in Texas. Take your time, use your rat tail comb to section out the mannequin. Again, we are sectioning into 4 sections, but we are going to be using the front right quadrant of the mannequin. Okay, so once you are ready to start blow drying, go ahead and subsection a section off the mannequin and clip the rest of the hair, and we are going to continue to do our blow drying. to make sure that you're manipulating your brush. Also, make sure that your mannequin clamp is nice and tight at the bottom to prevent it from moving around. All right, so now that we are done doing our blow dry, we are going to continue to establish a base using our thermal iron. So by this point, our curling iron is already hot. Now, before we start to use it, we need to test the curling iron using a neck strip to make sure that the temperature is not too hot, okay? So neck strips is actually something that you do add to your kit. So again, right now we are testing put it down a little bit more. By clamping it on a neck strip, okay? So they are definitely looking for that, so make sure that you do not skip that step. Once you're done, you can throw that away, and now you are actually ready to establish the base on the mannequin. Again, we are using the front quadrant of the mannequin, okay? So she's checking for barrel size. And you will be doing 2 curls. First one has to be on base. Curl number 1 has to be on base. Take your time, you guys. I know this is something that a lot of you are panicking over, but really take your time. Okay. You want to make sure that you have a rat tail comb that is protecting the scalp at all times that you're holding it. You want to leave it for a few seconds. Then you want to gently lift, slide the curling iron out. Okay, now please know that you are not allowed to use any clips, okay, on the mannequin. You cannot use any clips or anything to hold the curl together. What they're looking for is that the curl stays on base without any type of assistance, okay? Now the next one will be the off base curl, okay? Obviously, you guys, if the hair is a little bit on the shorter side, it is a little bit more difficult, okay? But then again, if it's too long, it's also hard. So you just have to really just practice. Now, my off base curl. Okay, making sure that we are manipulating our curling iron, I am protecting the scalp using my rat tail comb, and then I am sliding, and my curl is off base. Notice how this one is sitting higher in place, again on base, versus my second one, it's sitting more down, which means that it is off base. Okay, so immediately once you are done, turn your curling iron off. Okay, sanitize your hands. You can then continue to do your cleanup. Once you are done cleaning, you can then raise your hand that you are done. Here you can see the curls a little bit better. Again, you're doing the on base first and then your off base curl. This is something, notice how it's off the base versus this one, it's more sitting on the base. Okay, that's the difference, and it is something that you have to practice. Okay, it is something that a lot of our students do struggle with, and that's why you kind of notice I'm going back and forth, but it's okay. You have to practice. No, it's not going to be perfect, but you at least need to know the difference of both curls and just really try to get it right. All right, and you will be okay. After you've sanitized your hands, you can now continue the cleanup process, which you are going to throw everything back into your trash bag. You will not use any of these items again. So again, you're going to throw everything away. You're going to unplug your curling iron, okay? Leave your mannequin the way that it is, because you're going to raise your hand that you are done, and that way the rater comes and sees your curl demonstration. Again, you guys, if the mannequin's hair is on the shorter side, it is harder to do the curl, because usually what I do is I wrap the hair around the barrel of the Marcel curling iron, and it does make things a little bit easier. Okay, so keep that in mind. But then again, there is a mandatory amount of hair that you are supposed to remove from the mannequin during the haircut, and this is something that you do towards the end of your exam. So you simply just have to practice. Again, this is what it looks like. Once you put everything in your trash, you will then EPA your station, clean it with a napkin, throw that into the trash, and then that is when you will raise your hand that you are done. Again, ask your instructor questions. Do as they have explained to you, demonstrated to you, so that you are comfortable. All right, you guys, so this concludes this part of your exam. So please make sure that you're practicing. I cannot stress that enough. I get a lot of messages of some of you really requesting this video. Again, this is not perfect, okay? But I hope this answers some questions as far as how to go about sectioning the hair, you know, the blow drying. It's very simple. Don't overthink it. I'm sure all of you will be just fine. Just be prepared, follow instructions. And another suggestion would be to keep your eyes on your own station. Do not have wandering eyes, okay? Do not worry or focus on what the person next to you is doing, okay? That is considered cheating and you can fail. So make sure that you are focused on your station only and not anyone else's. You got this. You will pass your test. Just try to relax and do as the prompter says. Good luck, and I hope this has been helpful.